I was reading up on the youth the other day, and I realized that you cannot talk about the youth without referencing the aspects of their employment and their education.
But wait a minute, there is not only about education and employment, there is other aspects like health and governance. Actually, there is a group of inspiring youth who have been discussing about these aspects.
African countries are doing more, especially in terms of the 50-50 gender parity principle. As we have more women, more young women elected parliamentarians, they can propose strong legislations that will empower more women, young women, reduce out-of-school dropouts as a result of teenage pregnancy, increase the general health and sexual well-being of young women. This is a wonderful thing that I think.
There is, however, a huge challenge in Africa in regards to government efficiency. And we cannot achieve the Africa we want without transparency, accountability, the active participation of youth at every decision-making process, and the establishment of reliable institutions at the service of the people. There is a need, therefore, for states not only to ratify, but ensure the efficient implementation of the African Charter of Democracy, Election and Governance.
Mais attends, avec la campagne de l'élimination du mariage des enfants de l'Union africaine, aujourd'hui nous constatons des progrès dans les pays qui ont adopté l'âge minimum du consentement au mariage à 18 ans. Avec le plan d'action de Maputo sur la santé sexuelle et reproductive, la lutte contre les maladies chroniques, la gestion et prévention des maladies telles qu'Ebola, telles les hypertensions, tels le diabète, sont des progrès palpables que l'on peut constater aujourd'hui en Afrique.
Oui, au-delà de progrès réalisés, il y a un énorme défi à relever, celui de l'accès à la santé, à un système de santé qui répond aux besoins de la population, de la santé de la reproduction, de la violence basée sur le genre, pour ne citer que cela.
Dans le secteur de l'éducation également, on a noté des avancées, par exemple par rapport aux infrastructures scolaires et universitaires comme l'université panafricaine. Il y a également des efforts qui sont fournis pour offrir des opportunités de développement de compétences à la jeunesse à travers le programme des jeunes volontaires de l'Union africaine qui acquièrent des compétences et les réinvestissent auprès de leur père.
Je suis tout à fait d'accord avec ce que tu dis, mais dans ce même domaine de l'éducation, les défis sont élevés. Nous avons d'abord la question de l'accès universel à l'éducation, qui reste aujourd'hui limité. Nous avons aujourd'hui beaucoup de jeunes, notamment des filles, qui n'ont pas accès à l'éducation. Ensuite, nous avons la question de la qualité de l'éducation, ce qui pose un problème de la formation et de l'emploi. Nous avons aussi le problème de la faible utilisation du numérique au service de l'éducation, qui pourrait faire avancer l'Afrique. Mais ce sont des défis et nous devons les relever.
Et justement, par rapport à l'emploi dont tu viens de parler, le développement du leadership et de l'entrepreneuriat chez les jeunes contribue massivement à la croissance de l'emploi, mais sans oublier tout autant les organisations et les partenariats.
In Africa, there is a need to reduce unemployment. Young African graduates always dream to be entrepreneurs, not job seekers. There is a challenges. For example, young entrepreneurs set up to business ideas, but the challenge is high taxation rate, lack of access of loans, lack of microfinance institutions. So we have to make involved to the youth, to the policy, towards the economic development. They can get a space that they can show us the talent that they need to start their own business ideas.
We have heard the challenges, the progress, but there's still challenges that we need to work on. And that requires accountability and responsibility by us, the youth, civil society organizations, health workers, teachers, the government, but most importantly, the head of states to ensure effective, sustainable development for the youth.
So we call upon you, our heads of state, to ensure that from 2017 and beyond, we see tangible results with regard to the implementation and investment in the youth agenda. The future is now.
Investment is now.
Let us do it together.
The UNFA family believes in the need to support every young person to realize their full potential. This has been at the core of our advocacy and engagement around the demographic dividend. I would like to commend Africa's heads of states and government for their vision and commitment in devoting this year 2017 to harnessing the demographic dividend through investment in youth. They have pushed for the development of a comprehensive roadmap to guide countries and regional economic communities towards harnessing the demographic dividend. This is a major milestone in the drive towards putting young people first. UNFPA will continue to work through our country offices and our regional offices to support national efforts to implement this important development agenda and make it count for all young people over Africa. We'll continue to work with the African Union Commission and other partners to expand access to sexual and reproductive health and rights, including family planning, reduce maternal deaths, and invest in youth empowerment. This is the chance that we have to transform Africa by investing in arguably our greatest resource, the young people.
The NEPAD Planning and Coordinating Agency believes that in order to catalyze structural transformation, we need new policy dialogues and multi-stakeholder partnerships. We need to stop thinking only top-down and start to think in combining top-down processes with bottom-up processes. This will be the foundation for creating new opportunities for our youth, hence the opportunity to create new jobs. So in order to seize this opportunity, which is an opportunity, Africa should focus in line with Agenda 2063 aspirations more on creating the required skillful human capital that will accompany the ongoing African industrialization processes. We must know that efforts to create a demographic dividend are likely to fail as long as we are not addressing the issue in an inclusive and participative manner. I would like to urge all stakeholders from academia, government, private sector, civil society, development partners to join the NEPAD agency's efforts in empowering our youth, Africa's greatest asset.
Empowering our young people to realize their full potential is the best investment Africa could ever make for Africans. Every year, more than 11 million young Africans enter the labor market, but only 3 million formal jobs are created and available for them. We have to change this. The African Development Bank is now more than ever focusing its work on stimulating and facilitating youth employment and entrepreneurship. In May 2016, our Jobs for Youth in Africa initiative was approved, and we are committed to creating 25 million jobs for youth and equipping 50 million youth over the next 10 years, jointly with our regional member country governments and partners. These are bold targets, as they should be, but we are very determined to achieve them. In 2016, the bank approved more than $700 million for 7 countries to implement the Enable Youth Flagship Program in agriculture. And more projects are lined up for approval in 2017, focusing on employment creation for Africa's youth. We thank all of our partners, including the African Union Commission, that have joined us to implement the Jobs for Youth in Africa initiative. Furthermore, we launched a different initiative that is called Boost Africa Initiative, with over 178 million euros, jointly with the European Investment Bank and the European Commission. The goal was very simple: to create huge potential for partnerships and to leverage financing to improve the access to finance for young entrepreneurs all across our continent. Through Boost Africa, several thousands of young entrepreneurs will now receive support to fund startups and early-stage small and medium-sized enterprise businesses with an innovation focus. This will allow them to create 75,000 direct jobs and 500,000 indirect jobs. Simply put, the youth in Africa will become job creators, not job hunters. And we must make that happen at scale and faster than ever before. And that's why the African Development Bank will continue to forge smart partnerships to replicate and bring to scale what has worked best on our continent. These are all part of what the African Development Bank has developed under what we call the high fives, namely to light up and power Africa, feed Africa, industrialize Africa, integrate Africa, and improve the quality of life for the people of Africa. Together, let us deliver the high fives for the transformation of Africa. And I thank you.